welcome to Oakland Is. Oakland Is spotlights movers and shakers and image makers, people who make a difference in ordinary ways and in spectacular ways. Our guest today is in the spectacular category. She has been working diligently in a very committed way with the Black manufacturers of hair care products. And so our topic is dealing with that and how do we save them. It sounds as though there's something going on in the Black manufacturers of hair care products. Tell us what is going on and what are we trying to do about it?
Well, Dr. Cannon, thanks for letting me be with you today. The Black manufacturers were organized under the name of American Health and Beauty Aids, and most of the beauty professionals know it as the Proud Lady. And their products carry the Proud Lady symbol. And what is happening in the industry, those companies are going out of business. They're selling out and they're going out. And when that happens, it causes the Black beauty supplies to go out of business. And then we, as professional hairdressers, we don't have any place to purchase those products. So what we're doing now is trying to influence the Black manufacturers who are still in business to come down to the grassroots and start again the way they did in the beginning to teach hairdressers how to use their beauty products professionally. And then we will be able to save this industry, because we will buy products from companies who teach us how to use their products correctly. And we want them to also take those professional products out of the hand of unlicensed consumers who can do a lot of damage to themselves, the women who are trying to do their hair, or mothers who are trying to do the hair of their children. So we're in a big debate on how we can change this industry and get the consumers to understand the danger that they're in using professional products at home.
Well, it's so interesting because I met you in Dallas, Texas at the African American Museum.
Yes.
And you told me, and I forgot to say that, this is Dr. Annette Shelton. And Dr. Annette Shelton, I think you've been doing this work for a number of years. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been a hairdresser since 1970 and an advocate for the Black beauty industry and for the beauty professionals since 1970.
When you were at the museum, could you tell us what you were doing? Because this ties in with our topic.
Right. I am also the curator for a museum, 400 Years Without a Comb, Heritage Museum. And the museum traces the beauty industry, the Black beauty industry, from slavery up to where we are now. The Black beauty industry is actually celebrating 100 years of existence. And I was in Dallas talking to Dr. Robinson to get him to allow me to bring a portion of that museum to his museum there in Dallas. And I'm still working on getting it there, because it really shows how the beauty industry evolved from slavery, the products that were invented by the slaves, that we as hairdressers don't even realize where we got that idea from. We know that Madam Walker,
Madam C.J.
Walker, we refer to her as the mother of the Black beauty industry, because through her, we were able to learn more, and she was the person who influenced us to have our own businesses as hairdressers.
Now this book, it says 400 Years Without a Comb, and it's the untold story by Willie L. Morrow.
Dr. Willie L. Morrow, in fact, is the gentleman who invented the California curl.
The
California curl. That made millions of dollars for the manufacturers of the beauty products and the hairdressers. We made a lot of money with that curl. And Dr. Morrow has gathered these artifacts that are not even seen in the Smithsonian Institute, and we brought it together as 400 Years Without a Comb Museum, which is based on the book. Now, when I talk about 400 years without a comb, people may say, well, what do you mean?
Yes, what do you mean? Yes.
When the slaves were taken from Africa. Now, in Africa, when you go back and look through the book, combs were important to the slaves. Well, over there, they weren't really slaves. They were kings and queens, and the Ashanti tribe had a certain comb that they used.
Yes.
And then the ordinary tribemen had a certain comb that they used, and it showed prestige. But when we were taken from the motherland, our comb was left behind in Africa. And for 400 years, we lingered in slavery, not having a comb to comb our hair or to decorate our hair.
So,
and so this is what this book and the museum is based on.
it shows
it's
what
our
happened
heritage.
in America.
Yes.
So then, without a comb, what happened in America?
Well, we came to America and we became slaves.
Right.
And so when you see the women in the field with their hair tied up in the scarf,
Yes.
and if the scarf is tied in the back, that let the master know that that was the field slave. When it was tied in the front, it denoted that she worked in the master's house. Now that same scarf, we would wrap it, the slave would, and let it hang down. That was what they wore to church on Sunday. So the scarf representing something important to the slave women, because the hair underneath was kinky, they couldn't comb it, and they had received the label of having bad hair. And so along came Madam C.J. Walker with the idea of what we could do to change the structure of our hair.
And that was, about when did she come along?
In the late 1800s.
I see.
She came along with that.
And started the industry. Was that in Indianapolis, Indiana?
Yes. She started in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yes. And every year there's a celebration in memory of her in San Francisco.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's the 100 black women.
Yes.
Every year they have a Madam C.J. Walker Awards luncheon.
Yes.
In San Francisco.
Now you have a lot of interesting figures in your, what do you call those, pins on? Could you just tell us who they are? Because I really think this ties in with the history as well.
Well, and I love to wear these pins because just like you asking me about them, it gives me the opportunity to tell a little history about women and men.
Yes.
The one at the top, these are lapel pins.
Yes.
And the one at the top, that's me, Dr. Shelton, and this is Entrepreneur pin. This one is Madam C.J. Walker, the first self-made female millionaire. And you know, she was the only millionaire that worked and made her money through hair care. Now, there were other millionaires, but they had inherited their money from family. And this is Dr. Katie E. Wickham, 10th president of the National Beauty Cultures League. The National Beauty Cultures League is a 90-year-old organization of hairdressers. And this beautiful young lady is Dr. Marveline Hughes, the first female president of Dillard University. And to my right is Mr. Nathaniel Bronner of Atlanta, Georgia, who is the founder of Bronner Brothers Beauty Products and the Bronner Brothers International Beauty Show. And this pin is the pin for the 400 Year Without a Comb Museum. And it shows the young lady getting her hair ironed with a flat iron. And this is the hand of Mr. N.H. Bronner, the uplifted hand of Mr. Bronner. And the story behind that is that he taught his sons why you should never cut off a finger, because those 5 fingers represent a complete hand. And it's just a unique story that they tell. Yeah. And this young lady is Dr. Marjorie Stewart Joyner, who invented the first cold wave machine. And she worked for Madam C.J. Walker and ran her schools for 60 years. Even after the death of Madam Walker, Dr. Joyner ran that business. And this young lady is Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, Bethune-Cookman College, and the founder of the National Council of Negro Women.
Yes.
And this beautiful lady is my teacher from high school, Mrs. Joyce Jean Payne. I love teachers, and because they help you learn how to be a survivor in this world.
And your teacher, where was the high school located?
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Logan County, West Virginia.
Okay, and then you have a picture.
Let's see. This is Cordelia Green Johnson, the 8th president of the National Beauty Cultures League. And this is my hands, the hands of Dr. Annette Shelton.
Dr. Annette Shelton.
That's my company logo.
Yes.
And where, this up here is my sorority.
Yes.
Alpha Chi Pi Omega, which was founded by Dr. Margaret Stewart Joyner and Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune.
Yes.
And this is the African flag.
Oh, yes.
So.
Well, you have history everywhere you go.
Yes.
I remember when I met you, you gave me a bag that said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. And I thought, what a powerful, I had heard that before, and I said, where did that come from, that statement? And then when I talked with you about it, you said something about knowledge.
Right. Education is the key to success, but knowledge opens the door.
Yes.
And the saying about if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. That is what I have printed on a bag that I give away when I produce the beauty shows. And
yes.
It opens your eyes to how important it is to be educated.
Yes. So with your beauty shows, what are you planning to do in terms of saving the industry?
Well, educate hairdressers, produce the greatest beauty show possible when it comes to education.
So you do these all over the United States? Or?
No, it's done here in Oakland at the Oakland Convention Center and the Oakland Convention Center.
Oh, you do? You've been doing it for years?
I've been producing beauty shows in the Bay Area since 1975.
Oh my goodness.
And the last one was at the Oakland Convention Center in February 2008. I didn't do it in 2009 because I took the museum to the Bronner Brothers show in Atlanta.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
So you're planning something for 2010 at the Oakland?
At the Oakland Convention Center. We're bringing back the Bay Area Black Expo 2010. We want to be able to recapture what has been going on in Oakland for the past 17 years. And we know how important the expo is to our community. It brings in the health workers, the college people who can guide our children to the right college.
Yes.
And health is the #1 issue.
That's right.
That we're facing. And so we're excited about working on that project to bring the expo back to Oakland. And we're going to kick that off with a family picnic, the Bay Area Black Expo Family Picnic, and we're working on that for July 10th. 2010. So we want everyone out there to save those dates.
July 10th.
July 10th for the Bay Area Black Expo Family Day Picnic, and July 16th, 17th, and 18th for the Bay Area Black Expo.
So the Black Expo will also give businesses opportunity to display their goods.
Yes, and we're excited and hopeful that from the expo that we'll be able to get some people employed.
Yes.
Because we know there are a lot of companies looking to hire persons, and so we hope that we'll be instrumental in creating employment also.
Would you like to tell people how to get in touch with you if they want to have a booth or?
Yes, they can contact me in San Francisco at area code 415-586-3058 or 415-244-3529.
If you don't mind repeating that, because I think they'll need to make sure they get a pen or a pencil and write that down, because I think sometimes it takes a little while to get all those numbers.
Well, thank you. To contact me for information for the Bay Area Black Expo, the number is area code 415-586-3058 or 415-244-3529.
Now, do you use email addresses?
Yes, I do. I have an email address.
Okay.
The email address, thank you, Dr. Cannon, is Annette Shelton at peoplepc.com. And that's ANNETTESHELTON at people, PEOPLEPC.com.
Okay, I think we'll have you repeat that another time just in case they didn't get it. But I did want you to talk about your vision, because I think you have a vision about the industry and how to make that come back alive and to how it could be sustained.
Well, you know, I talked with this gentleman named Mr. Guy.
Mr. Guy.
Mr. Jimmy Guy. And
Yes.
we were talking about, wouldn't it be great if this organization, American Health and Beauty Aid Company, that encompasses the black manufacturers, would offer stock to the beauty professionals. And so every time we buy stock, it would build them up and help keep them in business. And we're trying to get to them to give them the idea.
Well, I have a feeling with your Black Expo and Black Family Picnic that there'll be an exposure because you have a lot of information available, so people can actually contact you individually and contact you by phone as well.
Right.
Yeah, just to make that start, get the started.
And we're looking for everyone in the Bay Area, not just in Oakland, to come and be part of this expo.
Yes.
For the children, we're working on having the best entertainment. We want to bring back a science fair for the kids, a spelling bee, a math, just to involve the young people. We are the best examples that the young people will ever see. And if they see us making progress, then they'll want to make progress too.
Well, it sounds like you can really connect with a lot of the schools too. They would probably make sure to connect with the parents and their children. And because you mentioned the spelling bee, and a lot of churches do that as well.
Right, right.
So they have, some of them have schools in the churches, private schools and academies. And so some of them do tutoring and mentoring right at the church. And after-school projects that exist like in the recreation centers, I would imagine that would be another way to get young people.
Wouldn't it be great to have 300 or 400 children in a spelling bee starting on Friday, then come back on Saturday, and then we get the best speller on Sunday?
That's right.
Just think about the camaraderie that would be there for the young people.
And the positive exposure.
Right.
Because I really think that's what we need. It's a return to the positives, to make a shift so that people begin to say, oh, things are moving up and into a positive direction.
And we can do that. Together we can make this happen.
Yes.
Here in the Bay Area for the young people.
Yeah.
We can make it happen.
Yeah. Now, the Madam C.J. Walker luncheon has already taken place for this year. I think it's in March every year.
It comes every March.
Yeah. And you have something else with the Madam C.J. Walker Home for...
Yes, they're having a 90-year celebration.
For unwed mothers.
Yes,
it's a home
that's
for
what that
unwed...
home was originally for.
Teenagers?
Teenagers.
Unwed teenage mothers.
Yes.
And it's been around for
90 years.
90 years.
90 years.
In San Francisco.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I went to go. Is it possible to drive by that location? Or?
Yes, it is, and it's a plaque on that building.
Where is it located? You forgotten this?
No, I think it's on Bush.
Bush, But it can be found, I guess, with the just by someone taking time to look it up.
Find it.
Yeah.
Beautiful building.
Yes.
It's a beautiful building.
I remember hearing about it.
Right.
And then there's something else you're working with, the NAACP 100-year celebration.
The NAACP is celebrating 100 years, and we will be having a gala on November 7th at Park 55 Hotel in San Francisco.
Okay.
And so we want everyone. We want to pack that hotel.
So how would they get to tickets and things of that sort?
Well, they can call the two phone numbers that I just gave you.
Really? Good.
And our guest speaker is Reverend Joseph Lowry, who gave that rousing, heartwarming benediction at President Obama's inauguration.
Oh, that is amazing.
So we're excited about him coming to San Francisco.
Yes, Reverend Joseph Lowry, who was also given one of those honors the President Obama did for a lot of distinguished citizens in America. and he was one of those illustrious
Recipients.
Yes.
Yes, he is a gentleman's gentleman.
Yes, he is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really think that's the beauty of having done the work he's done over the years with the SCLC, and so now he's being honored by the NAACP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So are you working with the president of the NAACP on this?
Yes, Reverend Amos Brown.
Well,
that's our San Francisco.
San Francisco. I was thinking of Mr. Ben Jealous.
Well, I am not aware
Uh-huh.
of whether Mr. Ben Jealous will be here or not.
The
I
national
do know
president. Mhm.
that Reverend Lowry will be here.
Be here, yes. So your local president is, this is your
Reverend
local
Amos
chapter?
Brown, yes.
Oh, the local
at Third
chapter.
Baptist in San Francisco.
Yes, of the local chapter.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So now some of the other projects that you're working on, because I was glad to hear that you're bringing back the Black Expo, because I remember Dr. C. Diane Howell,
Yes.
who started that, was it 17 years ago?
She had it for the past 12
years.
Mm-hmm. But it's actually been in Oakland 17 years.
Is that right?
And she did a magnificent job with it. And our only goal is to make it bigger and better.
That's great.
To keep the good work that she started.
Yes.
Going forward and going forward.
Yes. So it sounds as though she may have actually taken this on because it was already going when she started.
Yes.
But she did publish, I think it was something called the Black Business Listings, and hopefully that would have a chance for the beauty operators to list their businesses.
Maybe so, if someone brings that newspaper back.
Yes. It was very good for people who were seeking information in the community.
And those newspapers were found at the churches. You could pick one up every Sunday morning.
Yes.
And that's something that's missed.
That's true.
That was the information that we needed to know.
Yes, Dr. Howell, I used to see her coming to different meetings, and she would bring a whole stack with her. Just, I don't know, I think they were free.
Yes, they were free.
Yes. So anything you're planning to do with your work, are you still, I start to say practicing, but
as a hairdresser?
As a hairdresser.
Well, sure.
Yes.
I practice. I work today.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That's my income.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Oh.
Working as a hairdresser. Matter of fact, I had a client today who's 93 years old. We celebrated her birthday.
93.
So God has been good to me as a hairdresser in this industry. And I have a lot of young hairdressers that I try to influence them to stay educated in order to stay in business.
Yes. Now, there's something you had mentioned. There's an exhibit, a traveling exhibit, or?
That is the 400 Years Without a Comb, and it will be at the Black Expo.
It will be?
It will be there, and it sits on 4,000 square feet, so it's a huge museum. Oh,
so where's it located?
Now it's housed in San Diego.
And so it'll be brought up to Oakland?
Brought up to Oakland.
Oh, this will be another reason to come. Will this be at the Black Expo?
Yes, it will.
Oh,
it will be at the Black Expo.
But,
and I'm really searching for a building in Oakland.
Yes.
That once it leaves the expo, it can go to a building here in Oakland and stay for a year or two.
That's a great idea. Have you contacted any of the museums locally?
No, I'm really trying to get
a building.
Someone that, like the city manager, someone that can help me get a building. It's huge. I've gone to the Black Museum.
Yes.
And this museum, the artifacts are heavy.
Yes.
So it's best to have ground floor.
That's right. So it might be that you could talk with the mayor as well as the city manager.
Yes.
Because I think, and then some of the council persons might be interested.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you know Councilwoman Desley Brooks.
Well, I will know her.
Yes, she's very active in the community.
Leslie Brooks.
Desley
Brooks.
Yeah, and I understand she had worked years ago with Congressman Dellums when he was a congressman with him. And then there's Congresswoman Barbara Lee.
Yes,
yes.
I have a call into her office.
Yes.
I want to get with people who have a vision.
That's right.
For the city of Oakland.
Yes.
And this museum will bring people in from all over the country to see it.
That's great. Yeah, so then that's what are the dates again for this?
July 16th, 17th, and 18th, 2010,
Okay.
at the Oakland Convention Center.
Oakland Convention Center. Is that the one across from Laney College?
No, that's the one over where the Marriott
Oh, in the
is.
Marriott facility, and it's called the Oakland Convention Center.
Yes.
Could you give them the phone numbers again, and we'll also try to get that email address.
Okay. My phone number to reach me is 415-586-3058 or 415-244-3529.
And the email?
The email is Annette Shelton at peoplepc.com. ANNETTESHELTON at peoplepc.com.
And people is PEOPLE.
Correct.
People, PC.com.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have a website?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Working on a website. Well, I really think if they get in touch with you, the audience who sees this, they'll be on the right track, and because this whole industry can be brought back to its
Right.
greatness, because it sounds as though the history ties right in to make this come back to
Yes.
reality. And it shows the industry of a people and the continuity and determination of a people. And I understand that you have been trailblazing all over the United States as well.
Yes, I have.
You showed, do you travel and give workshops? Or?
Yes, I do. I am actually a motivational speaker, influencing hairdressers and people
Well, I'd
to
like
make a difference.
to thank you so much for what you're doing. I'm sure
Thank
that
you.
it is an inspiration, because I remember when I met you in Dallas, Texas, at the African American Museum. I said, an unforgettable woman, a woman of courage and determination.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.